Good evening. I'm coming to you from the Great Olympic Peninsula out here in La Push, Washington. It is Wednesday, March 18th, approximately 6:45. I just wanted to get on here and touch base and give you guys an update with what I got going on, and talk a little bit about coronavirus, with what's going on in the world, and possibly share a story if I don't take too much time giving you guys kind of a little update and talking about the coronavirus. It's been quite a while since I've been on here and posted anything. It seems like it's been since July, maybe August, since I posted something, and it was about canoe journeys. The story I kind of want to share with you guys, if I have time, is a story about canoe journeys. Since I haven't been on here, I'm still in sobriety. I got a year, 7 months, a year and 7.5 months of sobriety. It's going great. You only get what you put into sobriety, and I've been giving it everything that I have to keep doing what I'm supposed to keep doing and staying and living that sober, clean life. On a different note, this coronavirus is spreading around the world. As far as I know, there is a case in Clown County, which is kind of spooky, that I fear for my loved ones, my kids, my family. It's a spooky thing, Everybody's in quarantine, supposed to stay indoors, and here I am. I'm down here on the Second Beach right now in La Push. How's this for quarantine, I don't know. I really couldn't stay indoors, to be honest with you, even if I was supposed to. This is who I am. But, I don't know what you're all going to go stir crazy sitting in your houses, to be honest with you. You can only do so many crafts and read books and so forth, Yeah. But anyway, since July or August, since I last posted, I've been down here. I've started a new job. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram, or some of you locals that see me posting stuff to my stories, I'm keeping as busy as I can. I started a new job with housing down here, and it's going great. It feels good to be part of that team and be back into kind of doing new things, trying new things out. I've had 17 years of logging experience, and I feel, being working for housing as a maintenance tech, I'm doing a lot of things that, I've kind of done over the years to a certain extent, basically living, but it's really pushing me to really challenge myself. Right now we're doing projects that I feel more comfortable at home, running a power saw, clearing brush, burning brush, picking up garbage, things like that. That's something that I'm used to, So, but for the most part with this quarantine deal, luckily we're still working. La Push is shut down right now to any outsiders. Nobody's supposed to be coming in that's not tribal or does not work for the tribe, and it's awesome to see that council had to get together and they had to act quick on it to, the resort shut down. They're going to be losing out on money, and people are going to lose out coming out here and seeing, God's beauty out here. But what's more important, making a few dollars or the lives of our elders down here in La Push, to everybody's health in general, We got the fire department has the road blocked, and they're turning everybody away. I'm on standby for that operation. If they need somebody to come in and relieve them or anything like that, I will be here for them. But on a different note, I don't know. I just keep thinking about this coronavirus. I mean, am I scared? I'm not really scared. I'm more concerned about, us being human. You're more afraid of the unknown. Like right now I'm sitting out here on the beach and it's a virus in the air or what have you. If it's coming from out there, well, I'm out here breathing it in. Yeah, it's crazy to think that a medium. I seen a post on Instagram that somebody posted that out of a book. I think it was Sylvia Brown. This was in the apocalypse. Like 2020 or whatever. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that post. It really gets the hamster in your head spinning, thinking like, what's happening? It's crazy. I'm just gonna sit out here and I'm gonna keep enjoying, my life. I'm gonna keep enjoying what I do. Keep enjoying the times that I get to share with the people that I care about. And I just, you all got to keep washing your hands. Stay away from crowded areas. Take this shit serious. This is no joke. I guess I'll share this story with you. So this summer we went on canoe journeys, and it would be my second canoe journey, and it was absolutely, it was amazing. I've had a lot of near-death experiences, and this story that I'm going to share with you right now was, I would say, probably the top 3 most scariest things that I've been a part of. We had taken off from La Push. There was about 7 or 8 of us in the canoe, and we were about halfway between La Push and Nia Bay. And we decided that we were going to take lunch and we were going to pull into a island. And the skipper, which was Miss Ann, she's an amazing woman. I was up front with a young lady, and we were pacers. We're in the front of the canoe. Basically, what a pacer is you set the pace for everybody in the canoe. They got to keep your pace that you set. And Miss Ann had told me that once we had gotten up there close to shore, to jump out of the canoe and grab the front of it and pull us in. And I had told her no problem. Well, right before this had happened, we had porpoises following the canoe for about 45 minutes. And if you don't know what a porpoise is the Pacific Northwest dolphin. And we had a handful of them that were following along the canoe within, probably 40 yards of us. And as we came into the island, there was 2 rocks, and I could only see about 2.5 feet of them sticking out of the water, and there was no waves or anything. It was pretty calm. And as we started to come up to approach these rocks, we were going to shoot the gap, and we were going to go between them. And all of a sudden, it was just like we sunk in the water, and I just yelled rocks, because that's all I could see was just rocks and white barnacles and whatnot. And it was like as soon as I yelled rock, somebody had yelled wave. And we went from about 6 inches of water between the canoe and the rocks to 30 feet straight up in the air. This is no joke. 30 feet straight in the air. It was like a carnival ride. Like, when you go through a carnival ride and you feel your guts and you're like, whoa, that's exactly how I felt when we had shot up in the air. And I looked down, and all I could see were those rocks 30 feet below us. And we were riding a wave like this. And I thought for sure we were gonna ride this wave, and we were gonna tip, and all of us were gonna fall onto these rocks. And I remember thinking to myself that I had this woman next to me who was Lydia, which is Rio. You've seen him in previous videos of us making the paddles for this paddle. His wife was next to me, and I remember thinking to myself, like, how could I protect her? How could I shield her from this? Like, this ain't gonna end good. But basically there was probably nothing that I could do, but that's who I am. I remember thinking, how am I gonna block her from these rocks? When in actuality, there wouldn't have been a damn thing that I would have been able to do. But we all kept paddling. We kept the balance in it, and Miss Ann, I don't know how she did it. She had turned the canoe when we were riding this wave. She had turned the canoe, and we spun completely, did a 360 and spun around and shot down the backside of that wave as it had went into those rocks. Was it an act of God? Possibly. I think it was, good reaction on her part to get us out of that situation, And when we had turned and we had come down the backside of that wave, I remember people were yelling, paddle, paddle, and we were paddling for everything we had, and we had got caught up in a kelp bed. And I remember sitting there and just trying to dig as hard as I could dig, and it was like the tip of my paddle would only go so deep in the water, but that's where teamwork come into play. Everybody pulled together, and we paddled through that kelp bed and made it back out to clear sailing, smooth sailing for the most part. I remember the Quinault canoe was out there, and they were watching all this go down, and they were sitting there, and when we had got out of that kelp bed, I had gave a whoop whoop, did you guys see that? And they were all just sitting there shaking their heads like, holy smokes. When that had happened, I had talked to Miss Ann after the fact, and when we had got out to smooth sailing, a couple whales had blown. They blew, they weren't that far from us. And I had talked to Miss Ann after we had landed in Neah Bay, and she had told me, she said, Christopher, she said, right when you yelled wave or rocks, she was like, there was bubbles all around the back of the canoe, and it just had turned white. And we kind of came to we kind of decided and thought that it had to have been possibly a whale had come in there, because there was no seals on the front side of this island, which Miss Ann had pointed that out to me. When we had went around the island, all the seals were on the backside of the island, so they were pushed to the backside from those whales. So basically what happened was, what we think is, when those porpoises were following us, they were coming in there right alongside of us, and the whale had come in there to get one of the porpoises or whatever and cause that wave, the bubbles in the wave, for all that to happen. It was intense. I remember spinning around and looking back at everybody when we were just about out of that kelp bed, and there was only about 3 inches of the sides of the canoe showing out of water. It was like completely, the canoe was full of water. Yeah, it was insane. Coda was back there with a bail, and he was bailing water out of there. And something that was kind of funny is, when we were coming in there, Letty had made a comment that we were going to come in there and we were going to have lunch. She was like, oh, thank God, because I got to go to the bathroom. And after this had happened and we had got back out to smooth sailing, she had made a comment that she didn't have to go to the bathroom anymore. Yeah, it was pretty scary. It was spooky. We all pulled together, and Miss Ann had made a quick decision. She had got us out of that hairy situation, and here I am today. I'm sitting here telling you this story. There for a moment, I didn't think we were going to pull out of it at all. The skipper from the Quinault canoe said that he said it looked like something off of National Geographic's, the way that we had, the way it all played out. I could just imagine what it would have looked like. I know what it felt like, but I just really wanted to share that story. I kind of wish I would have shared it a lot sooner. I think I touched all 4 corners of the story. I really don't think I really missed anything, because that's something I'll never soon forget. But I'm just going to hang out down here at the beach for a while, since I got it to myself. There's nobody down here. Weird. Usually there's somebody down here any of the times that I come down here, but there ain't a soul. Oh, I'm going to hang out with my little buddy. My little buddy Fun. I got this guy from my dad. Maybe I'll clue you guys in on exactly who Fun is sometime. Say hi, Fun. You sit here, watch the sun go down. You know, send some prayers up. Soak in God's beauty. And appreciate life. 100%. You know, there's really nowhere else I'd rather be right now than here. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna try to start posting as much as I can. I really need to. It feels good to talk. It's like therapy, like I said before. You know. But I'm going to put this away, continue my jog, and you know, y'all be kind to each other. And always remember, do what makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people think or say about you, because in the end, they don't matter. You matter. And with that amount, y'all take care. And God bless. Yeah.